If you're about to become a parent or have recently stepped into this transformative journey, you may think your daily checklist is just getting your child dressed, fed, bathed, and off for frequent naps. But here's the twist. When that little one enters your life, it's more than just ticking off tasks. It's about forging a special bond that goes beyond routines. In the words of Phillipa, the book you wish your parents had read is not merely a guide. It's a beacon of wisdom, resonating with over 1.3 million readers worldwide. This global bestseller, authored by a renowned parenting expert, offers invaluable advice for those entering the complicated world of parenthood. Within its pages, Perry shares her practical wisdom. She examines beyond the daily grind of dressing and feeding, stressing the significance of building a strong connection with your child. This book is a roadmap, helping you grasp that parenting goes beyond chores and is really about making a meaningful bond. Reading this book will help you gain insights into both the immediate impact on your child and the lasting legacy you create for the future. Our reactions as parents are tied to our childhood. As we explore the wisdom contained within, let's start with a key concept that forms the book's backbone. Phillipa skillfully helps us understand that how we act and behave as parents is connected to our own childhood experiences. In the busy time of being a new parent, Perry gets that you might feel unsure and not experienced enough. But she reminds us that we bring our own childhood stories to parenting. To get what our kids are going through now, we need to think about our past and back to our childhood. Why is this journey of self-reflection crucial? Perry says that we, as parents, are the primary role models for our children. Before we can really get our children, we must comprehend ourselves. Our own childhood experiences will shape our emotional reactions and parenting style. Oscar, one of Perry's clients, is used as an example to illustrate this point. His anger at his 18-month-old son's actions is traced back to his own childhood, revealing how past experiences unknowingly influence his present parenting. But here's the good part. Perry guides us on a journey to deprogram these negative reaction patterns. She says that the most important tool for compassionate and empathetic parenting is to unpack your own childhood first. Reflect on emotional reactions and really understand its consequences on those around you. As parents, pay heed to negatively charged emotions like anger or frustration as warning signals. These signals are directly from our brain trying to protect us. Emotional triggers that anger or frustrate in response to present incidents remind us of feelings and emotions from childhood, and by recognizing these signals, we start on a journey of self-discovery, transforming into the considerate parents we truly aspire to be. Your child needs an optimal environment to flourish. The second key concept in the book you wish your parents had read is creating the best environment for our kids to grow. Perry says it's super important to provide conditions in which our children can truly thrive. She mentions an analogy of a tree. In order to grow, it needs open space, fertile soil, sunlight, and water. If any of these things are missing, the tree might still grow, but not as well, and it certainly won't thrive. Perry says the exact same principle applies to kids too. Without the right environment, they might not grow as much, and their growth as healthy human beings is certainly stunted. The good news is that the best environment doesn't depend on having a certain type of family. Whether the parents live together or are separated, it doesn't matter very much. Studies show that more than 25% of kids in the UK are raised by one parent, and it doesn't have a huge impact on how they feel or do in school. Things like money and parents' level of education are taken into consideration. But what exactly makes an optimal environment? Perry says it's not as fixed as it might sound. She thinks it's mostly about the quality of relationships a child has at home and with the people close to each parent. Like grandparents, siblings, cousins, and friends, etc. Making sure these relationships are strong, close, and wholesome is really important. They shape how kids see themselves and how they get along with others, affecting how they feel mentally and emotionally. Perry also talks about single parents and how it's crucial to have a good relationship with the other parent. Saying positive things and focusing on their good points helps the child feel connected to both parents. Perry also talks about dealing with arguments. Bad fights can make kids feel bad about themselves or even sad. Perry suggests good ways to handle conflicts is talking, understanding feelings, and taking on one problem at a time. Instead of trying to win, the goal is to solve problems, making sure there's a positive atmosphere for the child to grow in. In the kind and nurturing environment Perry describes, kids don't just grow. They really blossom, setting the stage for a strong, resilient, and emotionally healthy future. Validating your child's feelings is healthier and more productive. As we continue our journey through the book you wish your parents had read, we encounter a crucial lesson that reshapes the parent-child dynamic. Phillipa Perry talks about the concept of understanding and accepting our child's feelings, rather than opposing them, as this practice proves to be healthier and more productive in fostering emotional well-being. Kids are emotional, and they don't always think logically, especially when they're still growing up. When they tell us about something that seems small, like not having ice cream after dinner, our first thought might be to argue or tell them their feelings don't matter. But Perry tells us something important. Everyone wants their feelings to be heard and recognized. Perry says there's a problem if we don't pay attention to our child's feelings, even if they seem small. Ignoring their feelings can become a bad habit, affecting how they grow emotionally. She gives us this example. Imagine a 10-year-old upset about going to grandma's because she doesn't like the vegetable soup. If we ignore her feelings, she learns that her emotions don't matter, and this sets a pattern for hiding feelings and not expressing herself fully and openly. Perry suggests that a healthier option would be to acknowledge and validate our children's feelings rather than fight or deny them. It doesn't mean we have to agree with everything they say, but letting them know we get how they feel is important. Just saying something like, "You're upset because you really don't enjoy that soup, right?" helps them feel heard and understood. Here's a story about Dave and his 4-year-old daughter, Nova. Nova was upset when her routine changed, and her cousin sat in her favorite car seat. Instead of arguing, Dave acknowledged her feelings. He said, "It's really hard for you to see Max in your seat. You really want to sit there, don't you?" Nova immediately felt better as she felt understood and her feelings were validated. This would lead to easier conflict resolution than ignoring her feelings and dismissing them. By understanding and accepting a child's feelings, even if they seem small to adults, Perry teaches us that we're building a strong base for their emotions. When parents follow this idea, they help make a better and more positive connection with their children. Babies need a deep, secure attachment. The next key idea discussed is that building a strong, secure connection with our babies is a huge part of their early growth. Babies, being extremely vulnerable, depend completely on us for everything: support, safety, and food. Since they can't talk about what they need, they're naturally wired to connect with the people taking care of them, the ones who are always there in a world full of new things. Perry says for the best start in life, it's crucial to create a secure attachment with our babies. This means always being there for them emotionally and physically, like responding quickly when they're hungry or want to be close. By doing this regularly, babies are more likely to grow up feeling positive, friendly, and trusting of others. A clear sign that a secure attachment is happening is when babies become very attached to their main caregiver and resist getting care from others. Even though it might be tough for the main caregiver at first, it shows that the baby feels safe and trusts them. Perry talks about an important baby development step called object permanence. This is when babies understand that things exist even when they can't see them. It helps in caregiving, as babies know that their caregiver will come back even if they can't see them for a little while. And the journey doesn't stop when babies become toddlers. Emotional support is still important for their ongoing mental and emotional health. Actions for sound mental health. Phillipa Perry moves on to talk about practical steps to support our child's mental health and understanding how vital it is for their overall well-being. In today's world where mental health is getting more and more attention, Perry stresses how important it is for kids. Children are still growing and they need special care to build resilient mental health that lasts throughout their lives. Perry introduces the idea of engaged observation as a powerful way to connect deeply with our children. It's not just about listening, it's about truly understanding and feeling what our kids are trying to say. When we keep doing this, it forms a strong connection that can last into their adulthood. Perry also talks about the challenge of phone addiction and how it can affect kids. She warns against using phones too much around them, saying it's important to give them our full attention. When kids feel seen and heard, they're less likely to do things just to get attention, making the relationship between parents and kids healthier. Additionally, Perry highlights the importance of play in a child's mental growth. Even though play might seem simple to adults, Perry shows how it's their way of learning and figuring things out. Playing with imagination helps them explore mentally, making them curious about the world and better at interacting with everything around them. To sum this concept up, these actions aren't just suggestions. They're like important investments in our children's mental health, setting the path for a mentally stable and healthy life. The positive effects go way beyond childhood, creating a foundation for strong and well-adjusted individuals. Parent-child conflict as a battle of willpower is a losing battle. Phillipa Perry, in her book, also tries to reshape our perspective on parent-child conflicts. She suggests moving away from seeing them as battles of willpower and shares personal stories and keen observations to offer a new perspective on handling these inevitable clashes. Many of us were raised in an environment where disagreements or tantrums were treated as challenges to authority, like battles of will. Perry challenges this mindset, drawing from her own experience with her daughter Flo. Instead of reacting with frustration when Flo decided to sit down during a walk, Perry shifted to understanding as she considered the unseen factors influencing Flo's behavior. Perry stresses that framing these situations as wins or losses is pointless. Instead, she introduces 4 vital skills for effective behavior, ones that parents should model rather than force on children. As primary role models, parents significantly influence their children's behavior by embodying these skills. The first skill is tolerating frustration, demonstrated when Perry gracefully handles the situation, despite her initial frustration at Flo's pace. Flexibility, the second skill, involves adapting to changes without letting personal desires cloud judgment. Perry shows flexibility by accommodating Flo's need for rest. Additionally, Perry emphasizes the importance of developing problem-solving abilities as the third skill. This includes addressing conflicts before they escalate and, when possible, preventing conflicts by allowing flexibility and understanding. The fourth skill, empathy, is crucial for healthy social interactions. Perry's ability to see the situation from Flo's perspective limits her frustration and informs her decision. Perry encourages parents to cultivate these skills within themselves, highlighting the role modeling aspect. By embodying these skills, parents provide their children with a valuable opportunity to grow into healthy, functioning adults, an investment that promises gratitude from the next generation in due time. Reviews from Goodreads and Amazon. So what do readers and parents think of Perry's book? Here are some reviews. The numbers speak for themselves. On Goodreads, it has earned a remarkable 412 stars from nearly 25,000 ratings, with an overwhelming 77% of readers giving it either 4 or 5 stars. On Amazon, it maintains an impressive 4.6-star rating, backed by close to 10,000 reviews. Honest, warm, and judgment-free, essential for all parents, from those first expecting to empty nesters It's never too early or too late to improve the relationship with your children, and, as the title suggests, they'll be glad you did, says one reviewer. It is hard to read fast, prompts so many realizations, and clearly names things that have until now existed just beyond one's awareness. And it provides tools that can be implemented at once. I am grateful for it. The Guardian. From the bottom of my heart, I can't recommend this book enough, especially because I come from an emotionally abusive family. Now that I am a mom, a lot of trauma came to the surface, and this book made me realize that, and I was able to look for help. Dulce Graciano pours her heart out. I'm not reading this as a future parent, but solely for figuring out why I feel what I'm feeling. Perry helped me to answer most of my questions, how parenting and inner child trauma made me do what I do and made me feel what I feel. Yes, I wish my parents had read this book. Kanza shares her personal revelation. If you'd like to get a more detailed look and learn further, the book is available for free on Audible. Please see the link in the description box below. So, to summarize, the book You Wish Your Parents Had Read by Phillipa Perry redefines the conventional approach to parenting, urging a shift towards nurturing the parent-child relationship over attempting to control behavior. Perry emphasizes the lasting impact of our own childhood experiences on parenting styles, advocating for self-awareness and modification of our decisions. Actionable advice includes recognizing attention-denying patterns, engaging in genuine observation, limiting phone distractions, embracing unstructured play, and reframing conflicts. Renowned philosopher Alain de Botton praises Perry's work for its comprehensive exploration of sane and emotionally intelligent parenting. The lessons from this book emphasize celebrating uniqueness, embracing imperfection, deep connection, validating feelings, collaborative parenting, free play, avoiding comparison, setting loving boundaries, prioritizing self-care, and enjoying the parenting journey. Perry's book encourages understanding, forgiveness, and rewriting narratives, promoting healing and connection for a new beginning in parenthood, so it's a definite read. Don't miss out on the chance to enrich your parenting journey with love, understanding, and compassionate connection. Stay tuned for more book reviews that have actionable tips. Together, let's make a difference in your relationship with your child and build a happy, healthy society.